ladies and gentlemen. I come to you here tonight. I want to start expanding my channel a little bit more, not just sports. I feel like the sports community has been taken care of, by some people, and I'm falling off a cliff a little bit. So I want to expand my content a little bit. Of course, I will start be talking about sports. I plan to do a sports video tonight, maybe even do a live stream with my co-host Larry Memorabilia. But I also want to extend my content a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Because I think the sports community, like I said, I think I'm kind of like stuck right now with the sports community. So I will still do sports, but I want to do some other stuff. But here we go. Is this pandemic getting worse or is it getting better? Obviously, this shit started back in March of 2012. It actually started in January, but they didn't declare a pandemic until March 9th. But obviously now we did the quarantine shit. Now we have the vaccine. We have 3 vaccines, at least in this country: Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson and Johnson. But so here, I guess the numbers are not that bad with the virus. Actually, getting everything's going back to normal, full capacity in stadiums. Concerts are starting to come back a little bit. People are starting to travel, hotels, and beaches and pools. But the thing is actually getting worse. The virus itself getting worse. Now there's a Delta that's supposedly even the dogs are getting it. They said that some veterinarian pet marks or something, they had to close it. They had to shut it down because all the dogs were sick. So they're saying this one is stronger. And so and then now there's another one called Lamb in Purdue. Purdue, a country like that. I apologize for not getting these countries right. Oh, they're developing in other countries, like in third world countries or some other countries that do not have access to a vaccine. But the problem is, I feel people like a lot of people are not getting the vaccine, even in this country, and they're going out. Like if they have the vaccine and they're spreading the virus and they're getting it. But like I said, in this country, I don't think the virus is that much of a problem anymore. Most people are vaccinated and or are even wearing their mask. But what's going on is that a lot of people are starting to travel to other countries, overseas, Mexico, and they don't have the sources we have here to protect themselves. So people are going to start bringing those viruses up here, the Delta and the Lambo, whatever, the one that came out today, a new one, Lambo. I'm probably mispronouncing these names. I apologize. I am not a nerd. I am not an expert. I don't pretend to be one. But I'm just reading a lot of stuff that's coming out. Japan has announced for now the 2021 Tokyo Olympics are still on, but no more fans, no more spectators, according to an article I read today. They're still now I think they went to another shutdown in Japan. They went to another shutdown. I go on the live streams on Twitch and all that stuff, and I see people from even Canada, Europe, and they're still in quarantine. They just do not have access to the vaccines like we do here in this country. We might be the only. I don't know. Again, I'm not too familiar with this thing. Maybe there are some other countries that have the access we do, but in Mexico they don't. I got a lot of friends and family members and that are traveling here to Texas or the U.S. to get vaccinated because they just don't have access over there. I know somebody had once told me in Canada they got the vaccine and then they told them it was going to possibly take a few months to get the second dose. I bet you bad one. But so the thing is, are we going to go into another quarantine perhaps, another shutdown? I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert at this, but I think at the same time, as far as the U.S. goes, they've done a very good job with the vaccines of making it available. And I think it comes to a point where, yeah, you want to quarantine people because you do want to save lives, but there needs to be money in the country. You need to generate money. And if everybody's at home, you're not going to generate any money. So I think they can do okay, here's a solution. Wear a mask, put the vaccine on. If you don't want to, it's up to you. But I feel like it's at the point now where I don't think we can afford to do another quarantine. I think it's just fuck it. Like you have your option, get the vaccine, you want to get it, congratulations. If you still don't feel safe, wear a mask. If you don't want but the solution's right there. You don't want it, don't take it, and be safe. Be safe. If you're out there without a mask or without a vaccine, I don't think the government's gonna force people to. I know there's talks about it, but I don't think you can. I think this country's based on freedom, so I don't think you can do that. I just think they. I don't think this country's, I don't. I think it would be too much of a problem. I see a lot of people going off on social media about them. I know like states like Texas and Florida actually signed a contract, a bill, a law that you cannot demand people to prove to you that they're vaccinated. They were calling it like a vaccine passport. Because a lot of people are just getting the vaccine because they want to travel to other countries. They don't care about their health. It's more about, let me get the vaccine so I can go to Europe. And so, but I don't know if they can do that. Like, I don't know. I know like Texas and Florida signed a lawsuit, or not a lawsuit, but like a law bill that you cannot force people to show you that proven that they're vaccinated. But that's where I stand with this. Also, maybe do a travel, what do you call it? A ban where maybe just have people not travel for the moment. Because I feel a lot of times these third world countries and these other countries that don't have the access to vaccines like we do are coming in here, or people from, here are going over there, and that's why they're bringing the vaccine. That's how you bring the vaccine. I beg you pardon. That's how you bring these viruses. It came from China. People travel to China. People travel to Italy. That's how it came here. That's how the Delta's coming here. That's how the Lambo, whatever the hell it's called, is coming here. They're coming through airplanes and traveling. So how about maybe don't travel for it. Maybe that's the whole solution to this puppy. Obviously quarantining, masks, vaccines, but maybe a huge thing would be maybe for 6 months to a year, nobody travel, nobody leave the country. Travel where in the country, but nobody leaves the country for for a year maybe, or 6 months. I don't know. Because that's how all these viruses are created over there on the other overseas, and they're coming here. The 19 virus, the first one, the coronavirus, the COVID-19, the first one back in last year, it came from mostly China and Italy. Apparently there was like a spring break or something in March, and all the Italians came here, or vice versa. A lot of New Yorkers. Remember, New York was the big was the one with the problem, because they said a lot of people obviously traveled to New York during the vacation time. But we'll see what happens. But maybe that's the answer. Obviously, we have all these other sources like a vaccine, a mask, quarantine. But maybe just shutting down the airlines, and that's a lot of money too. I've heard that. I think that was one of the few things they never shut down during the pandemic. You saw a lot of videos on Twitter. People were traveling, just 3, 4, 5 people on the airplane, and they were just traveling because that would really mess up the economy. That's another part too. So it's a very tough situation we are in right now. But I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but the virus is apparently getting stronger. The virus is getting stronger, and, they're saying that so far the vaccine still protects you if you have it. They protect you against the virus, but we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. But the virus is getting stronger, and let's see how this country reacts. Let's see how the world reacts. But, yeah, the virus, I don't know if it's going to lead to another quarantine, but the virus is getting stronger for sure, and we'll see what happens. Maybe help supply more vaccines to other countries, because like I said, it's all coming over there on the countries that don't have the access like we do. So we have to do something. But oh well, we'll see what happens. Until next time, I'm out like a light.